The entire universe is working in your favor. This is a sign that your manifestation is coming. You are a vibrational match to bliss. An unexpected miracle will find you today. This is a sign that you are capable of anything. This is a sign that all the power to create miracles is within you. This is a sign that your miracle is on the way. This is a sign that you can achieve your dreams. Your life is magical. You will manifest your greatest desire very soon. You will experience a miracle today. You are amazing and can accomplish anything. This is a sign that your manifestation will find you very soon. You will receive a surprise today. This is a sign that you are beautiful and loved. Your wildest dreams find you today. You are a magnet to everything you desire in life. You manifest the highest and the best all the time. This is a sign that life loves to give you an overflow of love and money. You are the kind of person who can have instant manifestation. You are a vibrational match to the love you seek. You are the kind of person who succeeds in everything you do. You manifest wealth effortlessly. You will receive an abundance of love today. So, how can I make these statements? How can I tell you these things about yourself? Am I making predictions? Am I giving you a reading of sorts? Well, no. How do I feel confident enough that these things can happen for you, that these things can be truth in your life? And how can I make this claim for every single person that listens to this video? Well, it's because I know that when you believe something to be true and you live it out as truth in your life, it will always show up, because our life experience is merely a mirror reflection of what is happening inside. And as Neville Goddard says, it is not what you want that you attract. You attract what you believe to be true. And have you ever noticed that we tend to believe things as truth more so when it comes from another person? For example, if someone tells you something about yourself, like they think that you're attractive, or they think that you're dumb, or they think that you're special, or they think that you're silly, or whatever opinion someone else has of you tends to stick more to your identity than the things you tell yourself that come from you. So if I say to you that your wildest dreams will find you today, and it comes from me, Veronica, and I'm telling you this, you tend to absorb this feeling and pick it up and tend to believe it about yourself. Like, wow, Veronica is smart. She has a great life, so she must know what she's talking about. So if she tells me that my wildest dreams are finding me today, then obviously that's going to happen. And if you take on this attitude, you take on this mindset of something that I told you, and you value who I am and you value my opinion, you're gonna believe it and you're gonna carry that momentum. And if you're feeling like your wildest dreams are happening today, then you're going to start to act different, walk different, carry yourself differently. You're going to start to take on a mental attitude of success, and that momentum is just going to start building. And it's just an idea that you took, an assumption that you made, and I prompted it. But you believed it more because I said it. For example, it wouldn't be nearly as strong if it's just something that you told yourself. So that's why I find a lot of value, I find a lot of power in writing these types of posts, doing these types of affirmations where I'm telling you something about yourself. Because we tend to, for whatever reason, we think it's more truthful when someone else tells it to us. And the interesting thing is especially when we get criticism, like maybe someone criticizes us and says, your nose is weird. And maybe you never thought your nose was weird before. But suddenly they say that to you, and then you become self conscious. You start to think, wow, really, is my nose weird? This person thinks it. Do other people see me that way? And then you start to become fixated on that thing. But what if you could become fixated in a positive way? So, what if I could tell you you are the kind of person who can have instant manifestation? So, what if you became fixated on that idea and believing it about yourself? Wow, I'm the kind of person I can have instant manifestations. I can manifest things on command. So, again, I'm not predicting, I'm not giving you a reading. This isn't like a fortune cookie you picked up. These statements are true for anyone because if you start to believe these statements about yourself, you're going to manifest it every single time because it's going to show up as your mirror reflection. If you start to believe that you are a vibrational match to the love you seek, you are going to have love find you. You're going to be a magnet to love. And I want to prompt these things within you. I want to inspire you in these ways. I want you to recognize these things about yourself because these statements are true for every single person. And it's going to work every single time for every single person. And that's why I feel confident enough to make these statements because I know that if you start deciding that you're going to receive a surprise today, even if it's a statement that I made about you, and you start to believe that about yourself, it's going to show up. If you start to believe that you receive the highest and the best all of the time, it's going to show up. The highest and the best will have to show up. There's no way it can't show up because that is what's in your consciousness. Because once you make a decision, the entire universe conspires to make it happen. And that couldn't be more appropriate for what we're talking about. Because the second you decide something as truth, whether it's good or bad, it's going to show up because it has to. That idea has to seek tangible substance. It has to have a physical realization because there's two sides to everything. So it's duality. The idea has to materialize as physical substance on the screen of space. It has to play out in your life. All abundance first starts in the mind. So if you want an abundant life, start believing these things about yourself. And if I tell you these things about yourself, if I say I believe in you, you are capable of this, you can do this, you're going to believe it more so than if it's just an idea you made about yourself. Again, we have more confidence when someone else tells us it. That's why affirmations, talking to yourself, saying you are this or you are that, can be so powerful because it almost feels like another person is telling it to you, even though it's you telling it to you. I know that sounds silly, but these are sort of hacks that I've discovered along the way. And my greatest mission in life is to share this knowledge, is to spread the word, is to help as many people understand how to deliberately manifest their dreams, manifest the things that are within their heart. Because I have this deep passion within me to help people. I want to do this on such a soul level. It comes from such a genuine place because I know what it's like to be suffering and to feel like there's no way out and to have every single aspect of my life not working and to feel so hopeless and helpless and so alone. In those types of moments, you feel so isolated from the world, even though a ton of other people are experiencing the same thing. You just feel so incapable. Every idea that you come up with seems to not work, and it tends to not work because if you work with circumstances, you'll never fix the problem. It has to be solved from within, and that is what I learned all these years ago. And that's why I'm on this mission to change as many lives as possible, and it makes me so happy. It makes me filled with such purpose, and I get tears in my eyes every single time I read how I've helped someone change their life. And I feel so glad to be able to do this and feel so blessed to have such a platform to speak about these things. So, you who is listening to this right now, I hope that this could touch you. I hope that in this discussion, that some sort of light bulb prompted within you, because those light bulb moments are the moments of discovery about the path to success. And we all have a different image and a different idea of what success means to us. We all have a different idea of happiness. And whatever your idea of happiness is, you owe it to yourself to see it through. There is a way for it to happen because all of creation is finished. You need only change the lens that you are looking through to be able to unveil these miraculous things in your life. They're there. Everything is there now, even though it doesn't feel that way. I know when I was in my lowest points, my lowest point was living out of a hotel that was about to be demolished. They were clearing it out because it was being bought up, the land was being bought up. It wasn't demolished for 2 years, but for some reason they cleared everyone out. It was June 30th. They cleared everyone out of the Klondike Hotel in Las Vegas, and not only was I living in one of the scuzziest places on earth, but then I was living in this one of the scuzziest places on earth that was about to close down, and I was about to be homeless. And that was actually I was actually only homeless for a few hours because we did end up finding another accommodation, and that was by some sort of miracle because it was 4th of July weekend and, like, everything was booked. And we had, like, such little money that what we could afford, or rather, I don't know why I'm saying we. I was with a guy at the time, but all the money was coming from me. So, I was with someone, but he found a car for us to use to transport our stuff, I'll give him that, but I was footing the bill, even though he was completely capable of footing the bill. I used to have this consciousness that the guy that I was seeing, the guy that I was in love with would be financially incapable. I was always dating guys that were or not even dating because I was always in love with them, but they would never reciprocate. So they were always kind of leeching off of me. So I was of the opinion that the only kind of guy I would fall in love with is a guy that was completely broke and completely just, someone that would leech off of me, someone that would live with me but not pay rent and not even be my lover, just be my like roommate who I was in love with. But yeah, my lowest point was that, living in the scuzzy motel that was about to be torn down and I was about to be homeless. And ironically, that would have been the second time I was homeless because I did spend a month when I was 17 with my mother, and we were homeless. We were living out of hotels. So I've had some pretty low moments, and in those moments, I felt so alone. I felt so powerless. But I want you to know all of the power is within you. It is within you. And when you learn that, don't blame yourself and say, well, I'm responsible for getting myself in this mess. Instead, look at it as a bright learning moment, a bright moment of growth, a bright moment of taking your power back. And I want to help inspire that within you. I want to be your guardian angel of sorts, your fairy godmother. I want to show you the way and show you that this is possible, that the life that you envision in your head is your best life, that's meant for you. And there's a way to do it. And you'll know if you're on the right track by how it feels. Stop working with circumstances. Stop battling them. Stop using force. Change from within you. Start believing these things about yourself. And you'll know you're making the right decisions by how it feels. Follow your inspiration, follow your creativity, follow your light. And a way will be made to earn the income level that you need to be protected, to be healthy, to be strong, to be fit, to be loved, to be all of those things.